We've reached the third film and the last directed by Shunya Ito, and man, this one gives no quarter. This is Beast Stable. We've got Miko Kaji back as Matsu the Scorpion, and I will say right off the bat, Kaji's intro in Beast Stable is without a doubt the most badass scene in the entire series. It's a scene that's so good, I'm shocked Tarantino hasn't ripped it off. Wait, has he? Give it time. Everything in Beast Stable, from the weapons to the decor to the story, is sharp, cutting, nasty, brutish, and quite painful. There is a scene with a stray dog that parallels Yojimbo, though Ito decides to be just a bit more exploitative than Kurosawa. That's Ito's whole approach here. He tones down the style and ups the focus on societal decay. He trades in the woman in prison motif for what is essentially a psychological thriller. And it's an about-face that draws a very distinct line in the sand between what came before and what the rest of the Scorpion series will be, and what remains just isn't the same. I appreciated Beast Stable, but unlike Jailhouse 41, arguably the zenith of the series, I wouldn't seek Beast Stable out again. The film tackles incest, prostitution, abortion, both forced and voluntary, and by shirking the surrealistic flourishes, Ito consciously forces us to accept these events for what they truly are: heinous tragedies. The film shows us that, whether literally behind bars or not, we're all prisoners to something. A deep and powerful message, to be sure. But does that sound like a fun watch? As a trilogy, though, Beast Stable is pitch perfect. It's the completion of the Scorpion arc, from victim to avenger. Ito made a conscious decision to give his work an ending. But Toei was like every film studio since time immemorial. If there's money on the table, there must be a sequel. Reportedly, Miko Kaji agreed to return for the fourth installment provided there were provisions taken to minimize the physicality of her role after the toll the previous films had taken. She made 4 action films in 2 years. That's insane. Both Dirty Harry and Death Wish took over 10 years to reach that same installment count. Director Shunya Ito bowed out. In his words, he didn't want to make movies about criminals anymore. He was replaced by Yasuharu Hasebe, who would gain some distinction for directing films in the violent pink or softcore porn genre. So with those inauspicious circumstances, we come finally to Grudge Song. Grudge Song ties even less into the prison storyline than Beast Stable, becoming a rather generic crime story instead. In fact, much of the film feels like a less sophisticated version of the first female prisoner Scorpion movie. A prime example would be the way Hasebe revisits the iconic low-angle shot of Miko Kaji lying bound on the floor, her tormentors looming over her. But where Shunya Ito's original image utilizes a split diopter effect, where both the foreground and background subjects are in sharp focus, conveying a tense, pugilistic face-off between two grand opposing forces, Hasebe just does the same shot half-assed with Kaji out of focus. Because who needs symbolism when you can just take the fastest, laziest, cheapest route? The movie goes that same route with the script. First off, Scorpion plays second fiddle for most of the film to a student revolutionary turned petty thug. His character is meant to illuminate the injustice of the police force, something already done more effectively in Jailhouse 41, but you are utterly incapable of identifying with him, especially after a horribly constructed scene where he murders a pregnant woman. That's one of 2 terrible scenes in Grudge Song, the other being a plainly gratuitous gang rape scene. The Scorpion series is no stranger to these scenes, but in Jailhouse 41, the rape serves as the inciting incident which propels the whole rest of the plot. In Grudge Song, it's utterly pointless, just a sleazy way to get more nudity into the film. Also, there's no panther in this movie. There's a panther on that poster. No panther. I wanted a panther. Grudge Song is really only worth watching if you're a completionist or for Kaji's performance, which is stellar throughout. You can find the series on Shudder currently, and you can follow my own filmmaking journey at patreon.com/therealmontylight. Like and subscribe.